So what's happening, y'all? Figured I'd do a quick video. Oh, it ain't gonna be quick. This is kind of long-winded here. This one. So I'm sitting in the drive-through line at Wendy's. Chick-fil-A, and the line around the building is just like completely around the building, around the parking lot, around the city. It's a mile too long. 5 miles long, whatever. It's a long damn line. So I figured I'd make this video. I probably have enough time to max out my phone as far as the minutes go while sitting in this line that I've been sitting in for now for like 30 minutes, but I can't back up because there's people behind me for about a mile. Yeah. Who does this for Chick-fil-A? I do. Why? I have no idea. Because it's addictive as hell? Yeah, that's definitely got something to do with it. If you're eating healthy, don't get started eating this bullshit because it's addictive. Let me do it for you. In fact, I'm about to enjoy this Chick-fil-A meal, and I'm going to tell you how much you enjoy it. I'm not enjoying it for myself. I'm doing it for you. See, I eat this shit so you don't have to. Yep, that's right. See, I'm going to enjoy it for you. Then you won't have to worry about it. See, I'm always thinking about y'all. I always got y'all's best interest in mind. Y'all don't have to worry about chewing, and digesting, and later on, going to the bathroom and expelling it. Nope, I'll handle all that for you. Because I am your friend. With that being said, winter is coming. And figured I'd do this video about it being cold. Because some of y'all are new to this and may or may not realize there's options to stay warm. Now, some of us, some close friends that I have that think that people end up on Ouija boards upside down, you know who you are, naked. Some of us don't cut on our heat at all because some of us have these fancy sleeping bags that, it'll get down below 0 and I won't freeze to death. Yeah, you know who you are. I won't mention any names in this video. But believe me, that video is coming. And when it does come, boy, I'm going to light you up. You know who you are. We're going to leave it alone for now. Before all the normal people who get cold. Hold on, I got to pay for the food. Hold on, y'all. Do this.
What's the name for the order?
Do this.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A sandwich with no pickles and an unnamed Mr. Fruit Punch?
Yeah. You make them fries large.
Fries large?
Yeah.
So it'll be $8.16?
Yep, hold on, y'all. Alright, so hold on, let me grab my food and then we'll roll. Yeah. Alright. Hey. Okay. Alright. Yeah, everything good. Alright, so back to what I was saying. For all of the normal people that get cold at night when it's like 10 below and beyond, I can tell you right now, anything under 30, anything under 30, anything under about 60 degrees or so, I start getting chilly. Now, that's just me. I know not everybody's like that. Some people have their thermostat on 60 degrees consistently, but I'm not one of them people. I get cold at around 60 degrees. So, what I do, this is just my thing, but what I do is I burn the stove. Like I have, well, I've all my vans and my RVs have all had propane stoves. Now, I'm not recommending that you do this because it's not a good idea. In fact, it's a bad idea. You probably shouldn't do it at all. But if push come to shove and you ain't got no choice, I'm backing up. And you ain't got no choice, then that's what you got to do. Then that's what you got to do. The trick to it is heat rises. And when heat rises, it takes up the carbon monoxide with it. Now, the catch is, it's not guaranteed to take up the carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide is heavier than the heat. So, sometimes it doesn't always do that. So, earlier today, I was working on this tractor, right? So, I managed to get grease all over my face, and I'm having the hardest time trying to get it off. And it's on my hands, and I'm about to eat this chicken sandwich with the grease on my shit. I don't care. Anyway, so, yeah, that's one option, burning the stove. I only would burn one burner. Now, with that being said, there's a trick to that also. Take some bricks, put them on the stove, heat them up. After you cut that stove off, them bricks are still going to be hot for a little while. They will be warm enough to keep the inside warm for a little while longer. Eventually, you're going to have to repeat. But in the meantime, you'll be fine. Also, if you're going to burn the stove, do not, I repeat, do not be in the bunk bed. Because, like I said, the heat rises. So who's ever in that bunk bed is more than likely going to be the first ones to die. And that's just being truthful. If you're going to run the stove also, make sure you're level. If you run it on a hill, then that heat is going to go to the top of wherever you're at. So if you're at an angle like this, it's going to be up at this end. If you're at an angle like this, it's going to be at that end. So be careful. Make sure you're level if you do that. Also, you want to be level because of the way the propane burns, depending on what kind of stove you have. Make sure you're level. Bad idea, but it'll get you through the night. Then there's also a heating blanket, which, thanks to this nice lady named Bucket List Boomer, who is subscribed to me. And yeah, she bought me a blanket last year, and it got me through the winter big time whenever I wasn't in the hospital. Because all last year, if you don't know, I was in the hospital pretty much the whole winter. Yeah, that blanket is warm. The problem with that is you have to start the car up every once in a while to keep the battery from going dead. Unless you have really good batteries, in which case then you don't have to worry about it. But it plugs into the cigarette lighter and it's really, really, really warm. And yeah, that, man, I thank her to this day for that one. Because even now I use it, and it ain't even winter yet. Hell, I used it in the summertime when it was too cool out for me to do anything. So yeah, that great investment. That blanket saved my ass on more than one night. So, and they're not expensive. They're like $30. You can get them from Walmart. You can go online and get them too. They're probably cheaper online. What else? And then, what else? There's the heating blanket. There's the stove. Oh yeah. So then you got these sleeping bags. They're supposed to be able to go down to 0 degrees. I mean, I'm not a sleeping bag person. I get claustrophobia. I'll be ready to jump out of that bad boy. However, once again, it'll get you through the night. Fleece is always a good one too. I'm allergic to fleece. I can't do fleece. But if you're not allergic to fleece and you can do wool, that's what you should do. Because those stay really warm. There's this blanket that I have also. I don't know who makes it. I don't know much about it. I just know that it's warm. One day I'll do a whole video on that blanket because it's abnormally warm. And it's not wool and it's not fleece and it's not, I don't know. So I don't know what it is, but it's warm. My grandmother gave it to me. Matter of fact, it's at her house now. Matter of fact, I should go over there and get it. It's not a bad idea, maybe that's a good idea. I think that's anyway. So yeah, then my favorite of all time, the diesel heater. Oh yeah, if you don't know about the diesel heater, you should learn about the diesel heater. The diesel heater, yeah, it'll keep your van. You'll have summertime in 0-degree weather. You will melt the snow off your next door neighbor's van with one of those. You get the right one? Oh yeah, no question. You're warm. Period. What it is a little diesel engine, and it's no bigger than no bigger than this Chick-fil-A bag. Really, it's really not that big at all, and it fits just about everywhere. And this grease on my face is really getting on my last damn nerves. But it fits just about everywhere, and you should get one. That's all I can say about that. It's got a pipe for the gases to go in and out. It's like 2 pipes connected to it. There's the only 2 holes you're gonna have to drill because the actual heater itself sits on the inside, and the exhaust ventilation pipe goes outside. So there's 2 pipes you got to get to go outside. One's for air, one's for exhaust. Then there's you got to have a 12-volt source because it runs off 12 volt. That's the only other real catch, is that it runs off 12 volts. So yeah, you might have to start your stuff up every once in a while. Depends on the condition of your batteries. I know not everybody can afford batteries. Batteries are expensive. Good batteries are really expensive. I get it. But if you want to stay warm, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Everything else that I can think of involves running the car all night. That's expensive. Mr. Buddy is it's an option, but Mr. Buddy also causes mold because it puts off water vapor. So yeah, even though it's a good option, puts off water vapor, and those little bottles cost a shitload of money when you add them up, because those little bottles only last you maybe a couple hours, and you got to make it through the night. So yeah, I did that one year in my van with a Mr. Buddy heater, and it was cool. But those little green bottles cost a lot of money. Now there's a hose that connects to the Mr. Buddy heaters. You can run a regular propane tank off of. If you're going to do a Mr. Buddy heater, you might as well invest the extra $20 and get that hose and get you a propane tank, because it's going to save you some money in the long run. One of them propane tanks cost you about $40. And then they're exchangeable after that, so they'll only cost you like $14. Worth every penny. So if you're going to do that, that's what you should do. Mr. Buddy heaters are better than running the stove, but I don't recommend them for the carbon monoxide factor. You can always crack a window and you'll be fine. But Mr. Buddy heaters, 50-50. 50-50. Yeah, 50-50 on that. And yeah. So I'm going to get this grease off my face because it is really annoying me. And it's all up in my hair, and I need to wash my hair and get a haircut. And yeah, and become pretty again. And I need to eat and stuff. And yeah. So, with that being said, yes, another thing, I talked to Dean. Dean is in Florida. He's doing work, FEMA work. Van life rule number 1. If you want to do work, you work for FEMA because you get paid. Paid. And we have hurricanes every year, and sure enough, he's getting paid. So he's down south right now, and I think he said he got like 3 knocks on his door or something like that in Florida. And the funny thing is, he got 3 knocks and he's on the property where he works, and the guy told him that he could stay there. And so I think people are just giving him a hard time. I mean, He ain't a brother, but at the same time, he's still in a van and he's suspect looking. So, I think they just give him a hard time for no reason. It's terrible. Florida's always like that, though. Certain parts, not everywhere, but a lot of parts in Florida are like that. Anyway, that about sums it up for now. I'm sure I'll have another video at some point in the near future. In fact, I'm sure, y'all gonna like, not probably the next video, but the following 3 are gonna be quite interesting. I can say that for sure. Yeah. No, the next video might be too, because I still gotta go get my van. Speaking of which, so I haven't went to go pick up my camper yet because I haven't gotten the tags and I don't have a ride. But I think that my buddy PA Nomad is going to run me down there over the weekend. Not sure. And I don't know. I need to figure out how to get some tags. So if anybody wants to donate to help me get some tags, I really appreciate it. Because, brother Tom, I got insurance, just ain't got no tags. And if anybody knows of a DMV in Virginia that you can just walk up to and go to, that would help even more. That would be perfect if you can figure that one out, because I sure as shit been trying to figure it out and I ain't come up with but one answer, and it's way out in the middle of nowhere. Even if it's way out in the middle of nowhere, I'm willing to go there, so just let me know. And I will talk to y'all later. If you ain't told somebody you love them today, make sure you tell somebody you love them today. And if you ain't subscribed, make sure you do so, because ain't no telling what I'm going to say, and eventually it's going to click and be something interesting. And so I will talk to y'all later. Look at that pretty face. Just prettiness. Just oozing the pretty.